as a lender, right, we work with two different sides, right? We work with not only the buy side, we work with the list side. And a lot of the times, like you mentioned, I can't control who won all sides of this party is, right? But the great thing about the buy sell Diva team, you guys, is when one side, like the buy side, if you're on the selling side, or the list side, if you're on the buy side, you will help those agents and you will help
Absolutely.
make sure the transaction gets to closing. You don't mind doing the extra work, just as long as all parties are happy and they get to the closing table smoothly.
So that's why we have a 5-star rating on Google, is because my job is to get to closing. It doesn't matter whose work it is supposed to be, my job is to get to closing. So if I have to take care of whatever it is on the other side, I'm taking care of that. Right down to HOA approvals, because they didn't drop off the paperwork, or they requested something else and it needs to be there. I mean, I will take care of everything from A to Z, because the goal is for you to be successful in purchasing your home. There is no whose side was supposed to do it, or this was supposed to be done by so-and-so. No. The goal is to get to the closing table, but that's why we have such a strong team around us, is because we're able to take care of those things that other people don't. We take care of the problems so you can be successful in your transaction.
It's solutions, right? It's just call me with a problem. And it can be any problem. And that's the thing with our team, especially us, we can wear different hats to make sure the problem gets solved and we get to the closing table. And again, the buyers, the sellers, whoever the clients are, they won't even notice it.
No, they won't even notice it.
So sometimes you don't know what you lose and what you're actually paying for when you use the wrong real estate partner, when you use the wrong lender or the wrong person on any side of it. You don't know what you're missing out on and what you're actually paying for when it comes to time, service. People are like, oh, I can use any agent, but what if you use the proper agent, you don't realize the good deal or the good house you just missed out on.
And the value behind all of this is, one, you're literally moving into a new home. You have packed up your entire life. You're depending on us to close. So I'm going to give you an example, and this is a silly scenario, but literally my clients are at the closing table and they have moved from Chicago to here, and they have their HOA approval, and we are literally at the title company, and the HOA calls the title company and says, oh, you can't close them. There's a problem. And what is the problem? The problem is that the sidewalk is dirty in front of their house. And I said, we're at the closing table. Nope, you cannot close. So what did I do? I left the closing table. I said, guys, I'm ordering you lunch. I'll be back in an hour. I go to the neighborhood. I know when I did the walkthrough that morning, there was a gentleman pressure cleaning in the neighborhood. He's still there. So I pay him $50. He pressure cleans the sidewalk in front of the home. I take the picture, I send it to the HOA, and they're able to sign. That is the difference. There's always a solution to every single problem. Now that was very minor. That was silly because it could be taken care of in 10 minutes, and it was.
No, that's a major.
But we could not close without the lady from the HOA signing off.
That's major.
Yes.
People may think, I'm like, to you, because you do it solving every problem all the time, like to you it's like second nature. But any other person in that scenario, they would have just been like,
what do we do?
Throw their hands up, guys, I mean, we can't close now. We're gonna have to figure this out. And that's why the buyers in that case, they probably don't even realize. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, we can't close, it sucks, blame the HOA, but they don't realize what they're missing out on and how smooth the transaction can be if they work with the proper team.
Absolutely.
Right? So
having
water breaks, rescue loans, to painters. We'll sit here and ask.
People don't really like it's. You think you have a smooth transaction. I tell the whole team, I'm like, nothing's going to be a smooth transaction.
Everything is smooth until it's not. And you have to have the solutions to be able to fix those unexpected hiccups, those problems.
there's so many open permits, like code violations or like inspection problems, the roof.
And every house, when a client says to me, Beth, I really like this home, the first thing I do before the contract's even written, because they've already been pre-approved with you, is I go into the database and I see if there's any open permits. Now, it's not a 100% solution. Title may find something, but it gives me an idea. It gives me an idea of how old the property in reference to roof, ACs, impact windows,
And it also
who installed
gives
it.
us leverage.
Right.
If there's an open permit from a fence 10 years ago, we know there's going to be a problem. And
Yeah.
We'll
So
negotiate down.
fences are always left open on open permits. Well, I can easily close that, but the sell side doesn't need to know that. Why didn't they close it out themselves? When I'm
Exactly.
representing a buyer, it gives me leverage.
Exactly.
So now I can negotiate that and save the buyer a little bit of money. Yeah, I'll take care of that, but you're gonna have to take some money off from my buyer in reference to, well, you have open permits.